I want to ask, in terms of the ability to stay in the vortex, to be in tune with your vibration of what you really want, and to maintain yourself as the most important focus, really, to provide the best that there is of you to the world, to the earth. To
I have a
existence.
really quick question. We'll just interrupt briefly.
Yeah.
Do you think that providing the best of you to all that is, to the world, and to all that is, which includes us, do you think that means always being in your vortex?
I do.
We don't. Because if you didn't know what you don't want, there would be no expansion. Okay. And if there were no expansion, there would be no continuation. Don't worry about it. It has to be. But we want you to know about the vortex, and we want you to strive for it, but we don't want you to believe that it is inappropriate for you to ever explore variety and come to a new conclusion.
Got it. Yeah.
Don't you get that? When you've been eating all day, don't you want to rest from it?
Right.
And don't you sort of enjoy a little bit of hunger? Doesn't it sort of feel good to feel like you'd like to eat again?
Yeah. But in terms of the goal, the focus would be to achieve that.
Yeah. We just don't want it to be so black and white, so cut and dried. We want you to adore your vortex and to know what it represents, and we want you to understand your grid and line up with it. But we want you to joyously explore. And when you get this, in other words, if you believe that it is a really scary world out there, and that in your house with the big V on the door, this vortex house, that it's safe in there, and so you just stay in that safe house where only nice things are ever said, and you never explore. Oh, isn't that a sad picture? Don't you want to get out there? But you say no, because it's dangerous out there. I'd rather be safe in here than out there when there's danger. And we say, but what if you could go out there and you could have a vibrational frequency around you where you attract the best of everything that's out there wherever you are? And you say, yeah, I choose that option. And we say, then you got to practice yourself into that. But there's just one thing you got to know. You're not always going to be there, because the exploration automatically means that you're going to be in some situations where it's not always going to feel quite as safe and comfortable as you think you want it. But you can always return anytime you want, just like that, just like the State Farm commercial.
Very good.
You can always return. Vortex is there. You can always return. You can always return.
That's well said. My question is my question then is more of a sense of maybe a personality trait, but having been on the earth for 55 years and raised children and sent them off in the world and experienced what seems to be right now the most extreme polarity, the most extreme contrast of my entire life.
Isn't it good?
It is good, but at the same time, I feel like I have
it's
the
only
tools.
Polarity if you choose the part you don't want and push against it. It's harmony if you choose the part you do want and align with it.
Right.
In other words, polarity is important. It keeps your Earth in orbit.
Right. But how, is there a step between maintaining your own? Let me put it this way: is the best that we can do maintain our own joy and feeling of being in the vortex?
Yeah. The best that you can do is an easy, casual, comfortable willingness to explore variety, knowing that you have guidance that lets you know what your best choices are. So explore and align and explore and align and explore and align. With this easy door to the vortex, understanding that it's all right, that everything's fine, that you are a worthy being and that good things are supposed to come to you and to others. In other words, the less guarded your stance is, the more you're going to enjoy your journey. And the less guarded your stance is, the more your journey will be the way you want it to be. And then the more subtle the variances will be. In other words, a perfect life, the one that you're looking for, we can feel it from your frequency. The perfect life that you're looking for is one with subtle variances in vibration and acute, astute awareness of where you stand in relationship to it, so that so that you're not going from joy to depression or from ecstasy to agony. You're going from less clarity to more clarity, to not as much fun to more fun, to I like you pretty good, to I adore you and want to lick your face. In other words, you're in these higher registries of, in other words, this contrast that we're talking about. We are not for a moment saying to you that you need to explore the breadth of all contrast in order to move forward. You can be in this physical body and exploring the contrast that only moves on the emotional scale from that feeling of contentment and absolute comfort into ecstasy. And you would not want to be in bouncing off the wall enthusiasm every moment of your day. It would make you exhausted. You like the variety in all of this, but you just don't need to dip into hatred and revenge and anger and depression and fear, you see. You don't have to dip into that.
Got it.
Now that you know what you know. So you are much more than you see in these physical bodies. You know that? If you've been listening to us for a while, you know that. You are vibrational beings, mostly, primarily. Do you know that? You're so good at being vibrational, you don't even know you are. You are translating vibration so efficiently into the physical senses that you don't even realize that you are a vibrational being, but you are. And your emotions are your strongest indicator of your vibrational stance. Your emotions give you a combined awareness of the mixture between the emotion of what you're focused upon right here in this moment, the vibration, emotion, vibration, emotion, vibration, emotion. They're not the same thing. The vibration vibrates and the emotion responds to the vibration. The emotion lets you know the mix. That's really what the emotion is. It lets you know your mix of vibration. Well, who am I mixed with? I can see if I focus upon something that I could be emanating a vibration, you say. But what am I mixing with? The vibration of your larger being, the vibration of who you really are, the vibration of your inner being. You can always feel that mix. And the better you feel, the less resistance in the mix. The core of you is one who appreciates and loves. And when you find fault with someone, when you hate them, when you find fault with what they're doing or what they're saying or how they're being or how they're thinking or even what they're wanting, then you get crossways in your vibration from the core of you, and that mix lets you know your crossways. And so sometimes you may want to know, we would if we were standing in your physical shoes, well, can I trust this emotion? Can I trust it? How do I know that what I'm mixing with has a clear view? How do I know that that's guidance that I want to follow? We say, try it for a little while and see how it turns out. Your inner being will never lead you to something unwanted, because all day, every day, as you are exploring the variety and knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want, you are emanating these vibrational rockets that precede your manifestation. They do. And they vibrationally are held in what we've been lovingly calling your vortex. It's a swirling, because law of attraction is gathering all cooperative components to it. It's a swirling vibrational state of being where all of your preferences are held. Does that make any sense at all to you? We've written a few books about it, and there are more coming. Have you been reading them? Have you been listening to us going on and on and on? Because we can go on and on longer about your vortex. Your vortex is this gathering place, this vibrational gathering place of all of your preferences. And it didn't just start the day you got here. It's been going on as long as you have existed, which is longer than we have time to even begin to explain to you. It's a long pattern of becoming the pure positive energy being that you are. So here's this vortex which vibrationally contains all that you are. And here you are in your physical body, brilliant, genius personality that you are, moving through life experience. And as you're moving through life experience, you are focusing upon a variety of things. You're listening to your kids, you're listening to your mother, you're listening to your lover, you're watching television, you're reading books, you're observing traffic, you're in the world, and you are integrated in the world, and you are observing. And when you are focused upon something that is a vibrational match to all that you've become, for example, when you're loving someone or appreciating someone, when you are making those lists of positive aspects, you are so in sync with what's in your vortex and who you really are that your vibrational mix is one of elation, of appreciation, of love. When you've got that kind of mix going on, you are thriving. You are your most powerful state of allowing. Your most powerful state of allowing all that you are. Hear this. Oh, so good. All that you are to be present in this moment. Present in this powerful moment where all that is you is focused. Now you have the ability to focus yourself out of sync with all that you are. Just get mad at someone. That'll do it in a hurry. You have the ability to focus yourself out of sync with who you are when you criticize, when you find fault, when you justify, when you defend, when you rationalize, when you explain why you want that because you don't want that. That's what gets you more than anything. And so often you say, but Abraham, you say I'm here to sift through contrast. Really? Is that why I'm here, to sift through contrast? And we say contrast is a natural byproduct of being in your world. You came to be this leading edge explorer of variety, knowing that from that focus you would come to your own personal conclusions. And when you decided to come into this body, you knew that those personal conclusions were important. So important that all that is would back you up when you come to one. So when someone's rude to you and you want them to be nicer, Source backs you up. And every time they're rude, you feel the discord. Or every time you think about them being rude, you feel the discord. Or every time you're rude back, even though they deserve it, you feel the discord. Because the source within you never goes there. The source within you always takes the bounce. Always knows that when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So source aligns with that. In fact, that's what the evolution of all species about, is the basis of this expanding universe, is the basis of everything that exists. Variety, which helps you to focus. We're here visiting with you because you ask us to come. You ask us to come, and our greatest value to you is we'll help you focus on what you want, but you have to do the work. As we're visiting here together today, we'll talk about who you are, and we will express from our perspective of who you really are, who you are, until you will begin to vibrate as you really are. You really will. You really are. So as you are vibrating in alliance, in allowance, in harmony with who you really are, when you have a thought that's crossways of it, you'll really know it. That's why we and many teachers encourage meditation. Because when you meditate, you quiet your mind. When you quiet your mind, you stop thought. When you stop thought, you stop resistance. When you stop resistance, you align with the fullness of that which you are. And if you do it pretty consistently, when you're out of whack with who you are, you feel it in a stronger way. If you're out of whack regularly, then you don't notice it. Then it feels normal. The people who aren't out of whack look weird to you. That person is far too happy for their own good. That person is delusional. That person is not facing reality. And we say, that's what we teach. Never face reality. Because you are the creator of reality. You're the creator. Don't face what is, choose what's better and focus upon that. And hold yourself in the vibrational stance that the better keeps coming to you. And the stance that we are wanting to help you to discover and practice, the concept that we want you to acknowledge and understand until it is your knowing, is that you have a point of attraction that you have control over. And that you control your point of attraction by caring about how you feel and by focusing yourself into alignment with what feels best. Sometimes you want to take action that seems to line things up in a faster way. And of course, action is often inspired. But we want to help you to understand that if you will focus upon your basis of attraction by paying attention to the way you are feeling, that you will understand this concept of deliberate creation. And you will then be that deliberate creative genius who you intended to be as you came forth into this physical body and this magnificently balanced time-space reality.